So I wanted to say a little more about groundlessness that I talked about in the last video that I posted in the group. Some of you have left comments, which I think were very insightful. And yeah, groundlessness, of course, can be very frightening to the ego. The ego really wants to stay in control, and the prospect of letting go of control and letting things be as they are, especially in times of uncertainty like this, can be terrifying to the ego, and it makes total sense that we would want to turn to relative grounds, sources of comfort and ease and reassurance, like loving relationships with family and friends and material comforts, favorite diversions, and in the short term, of course, this can be very helpful for assuaging our fears in a time like this. In fact, maybe essential, right? But ultimately, there is no ground. It's the way it is, and sooner or later, the ground is going to be stripped out from under us again and again and again. Ultimately, of course, at death, the ground is completely stripped away. And of course, spiritual traditions like Buddhism talk at great length about the moment of death and beyond, the dissolution of the skandhas, etc., etc. So every ground that we have held on to will ultimately be stripped away. So in the Zen tradition, it is said, die before you die, right? To learn how to let go into the unknown before the moment of death, as a preparation for death, or as a way of dying endlessly into the now, you see. Because our unwillingness or inability to drop into the groundless is based on our attachment to having things a certain way and our resistance to the way it is, right? So we find reassuring ways of resisting what is. In fact, one very good definition of ego is the resistance to what is, because we are afraid of letting things be as they are. But now we have this wonderful opportunity to really just let go and open to the way it is. A powerful, scary opportunity, but a very urgent one. So I would recommend that at the same time that we're taking care of ourselves and giving ourselves the nourishment at every level that we need and want, that we experiment with at least letting go into the groundless ground. And what is perhaps paradoxical and mysterious and miraculous is that when we let go of trying to get things to be a certain way and fall into the way it is, then we are actually falling into the boundless heart that we share. There's something mysterious and miraculous about that, but in the complete acceptance of what is, the complete dropping into the unknown, there's this profound love, compassion, and gratitude that open up for the way it is. An appreciation of life as it is that we discover when we let go of trying to change and manipulate our reality. So even though it may seem like a dropping into the void, actually, ultimately, it's a dropping into the boundless heart of love and compassion. So I invite you to experiment with this during this powerful time Namaste.